Okay, how many of you own a little sluice buddy? Like this one right there. And how well do you think it catches gold? I mean, it's gotten A+. I was pretty impressed with the reviews, but I've never seen it used with load gold. It's always been sands. I mean, they even mention, running sands, but they don't mention load gold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my black sands here, and in the black pan is the 7 Mile Canyon ore, and in the bucket of black sands is the 1942 ores and some others I had gathered. It had to have visible gold to make the bucket. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the sluice buddy today, and we're going to see how much gold it really does retain. Because what I'm going to do is I am going to grab a 6-gram crucible, and I'm going to load what the little buddy doesn't catch, and I am going to go ahead and smelt the materials to see how much, if any, fine gold this machine loses. Because this is going to be my winter solution. I want to know, and I'm sure there are others want to know, because they can't see the gold doesn't mean it's not there. Okay, we're going to see how much it catches. So I put some water in, and I'm going to add a little refractorant to both the sluice buddy and my black sands, and then we're going to run them and see what type of retention rate. It says the finest gold. Well, let's try it with low gold, and we're going to see how well it actually works. They said it works, so let's see. Well, pop seems to be working, and it seems to be taking that refractorant and making soap. Okay, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run this down, and then we're going to see exactly how much gold, if any, the sluice buddy is running. I turned it down a little bit. I'm not quite running it at an inch over the mat as they recommended, because floaters float on top or they float in the middle of the water. It doesn't matter, and I want it low enough so it'll bump into this vortex mat and the mat can suck it up. So let's start by feeding. So there's a lot of quartz and andesite in this mix, and the stuff is heavier. It is heavier than sand. And we'll see how the little buddy handles it. And look at all that damn soap. Okay, let's feed our little buddy. I got this cute little shovel, and I can see all the gold in here. But I can't see the sluice buddy run.
Yeah, I don't know how fast that's supposed to run, but there's supposed to be an adjustment on it too.
Yeah, I was supposed to run an inch over the mat, but I turned it down. Because the finer gold floats, and I want it to be able to come in contact with the mat to help knock it down if need be.
Yep. Okay.
And we'll see how that goes. While I slowly feed this mix with my little bitty shovel we got from, look at all the gold in it. We'll see how much this retains. So I intend to use this as my sluice during the winter time to run my winter bucket through. And we'll see how much of this gold my new green little buddy collects. I set it up the way they said it. I put a marker on the line so I could easily see it to make sure it was set at the proper depth to run this. So this will be fun. We'll see how much the little sluice buddy collects up. How much black sands and other debris it gets rid of. I don't know if you can see that shovel, but you can see all the gold in it. Looks like pyrite, but it is not. It is gold. There may be some pyrite in this mix. And I've got my chromate rock out there. Oh, thank you, David. To give my gold someplace to hide. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out this container. Get all the gold because it's sticking to the sides of it and everything. Okay, we'll let this run for a few minutes. This stuff turns real soapy. Then we're going to let it run for a few minutes to let it settle down, and then we're going to unplug it and see what we see. That's captured quite a bit of gold. Look at it.
Yeah, there's a lot in there.
Ah, there's a lot of little gold in this mat.
Well, that's what I was seeing when I was looking at it and we were crushing it.
So I'm going to take this out into a bigger pan and clean it up. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to smelt what was left. I have my big chromite rock here. This is what they use to make steel harder. And we're going to see what we get here. Stay tuned. As you can see,
I just tipped the camera. Okay.
you can see all the gold in this material. This material will be dried back out and it will be put back in the black sands bucket. As you can see, there's plenty of gold in this stuff. We'll see how much we get.
I don't know if it's going to pick up on the camera or not. Anyway.
Well, we had a bit of an oops. This cupel was only used twice and it cracked here on the side and it bled out into my my smelter, and I had to rebuild my smelter. I lost about half the charge, but I did collect the lead out of it. The lead fortunately was formed in the bottom before it cracked a little higher. So I ended up having to rebuild my kiln, put in new KO wool, and rebuild. I went ahead and rebuilt a new cupelling furnace. So while I was at it, because we have some nice ore coming up, I didn't lose anything important. So all it did was just make me redo my gear before I start the Red Wing mine. Stay tuned for final results here. Okay, so we did get a piece of gold out of that 14 grams of material the sluice buddy collected. And I found 1,500 grams in the residue that was left, but I screwed up this smelt. Dawn, there was a piece of your gold and it fell in with the rest of this while I was working on another project, so it kind of got smelted in together. This thing was only about worth maybe a thousandths. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh this bead, and wherever the hell it went, and we're gonna see how much it weighs. So we ended up with 12 hundredths of a gram. Add the 15 hundredths and we've got approximately 22 hundredths, 24 hundredths of a gram. So, well, 27 hundredths of a gram. So, that's worth like maybe $4. I screwed up this smelt. It kind of went sideways, so we're going to have to redo this one over again and retest the buddy under better conditions. Oh well, stay tuned for the next one. Okay, I'm going to call a mulligan on this one because I didn't have the little buddy set as proper as it should have been. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it all the way down this time, and this time I'm going to rerun it with mother lode gold, and we'll see if the little buddy really does catch the finest of golds, because thus far I've collected more gold out of the dredges than I did out of the little buddy.
Well, we think that's because we had it turned up the way the instructions
said. I had it turned up too high, so I'm going to turn it all the way down and rerun it. Like I said, I ran it. But the simple facts of the matter are is you can't get past Draco because he sees what you do not. And Draco will tell the tale. So I'm going to run it down at its lowest settings now, because what I'm looking for is an indoor sluice during the winter. But if I'm only getting less than 50% of the gold, then we're really, I'll still do it. I'll just pen down the cons and add them to the pile. So no biggie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun it this time with California gold, and what we're going to do is we're going to see how much the little buddy collected and how much it rejected. So stay tuned for the little buddy part 2, because I'm testing this little buddy in ways that it's probably never been tested before, and we're working with hard rock gold. So stay tuned for the next one, and right now we're going to call a mulligan because a few things went wrong. I think the test was pretty accurate, but a few things were wrong, like having it up too high. So we're going to rerun it and we're going to see. Stay tuned for that one, and we'll see if the little buddy does in fact collect the finest of golds. And we'll see you on the next one.